Last but not least, we are going to hear from Giorgio, who is a postdoctoral researcher at the Instituto de Ethnomusicologia, Universidade Nova Lisbon, and part of the advisory board of Durham University Center for Death and Life Studies. He completed a master's degree in ethnomusicology at the Pienza University of Rome in 2013 and accomplished a PhD in religious studies and ethnomusicology at Durham University in 2019. Please take it away, Giorgio.
Hi, thank you. Okay. Hi, I'm Giorgio. I'm going to talk today about the Wana people of Morowali, small community, yes, of Indonesia. It's an indigenous community that still live in the jungle. This is the traditional house. And they live in Sulawesi, the island of Sulawesi. Maybe many of you know about Toraja people and the funeral. Toraja people are around here, and the Wana people are here. This is the natural reserve of Morowali. And the Wana are not famous. Strangely, not so much at the end. There were just 3 anthropologists went there to study them. In the 70s was Atkinson, and then in the 2000, myself and a German anthropologist. They're not so famous. I don't know why. And what is fascinating about me, I went there to study the shamanic rituals, and then I found the music and the funeral was all very fascinating. But what struck me was how they always put the community in a more important place than the single members. The community is always more important than single members. And my idea is that this value is based on their mythology, because according to Wana mythology, in the beginning, it's like the Big Bang. In the beginning, everything was united, was just everything in one place. Then the mythological time ended, and the world started to expand. The thing is, well, at the beginning, when it was all in one place, was everything full of power, everything was possible, life was great, and everything was amazing. And there was no illness and no death. Once this war started to spread, and also the Wana people and the humans started to spread, people lost their power. People start to die, people start to get sick. So this distance, this physical distance, it also means a kind of lack of power, and it opened a door to possibility of dying and get sick. An explanation of this kind of geography of power, where in the center of Wana world there is a village, is the space of human. And then far away you move, that it's the land of the Wana, Indonesia, the West, and the end of the world. The geography of power change. And further you go from the village, that usually means the jungle, because almost no one ever went out Sulawesi. I met just one Wana who went to Jakarta because it was some governmental organization meeting with indigenous people, but all the other Wana never actually went out the jungle. But not the jungle, but like Sulawesi, more or less. As you can see, the jungle is this place full of green where you cannot see everything. It's a place of danger. So there's this mentality that when you move far away from the place of humans, that is the village, it starts to become dangerous. So safe is not just in numbers, but is in the community. Inside the community, you're safe. Far away from the community, by yourself, is dangerous. Which kind of danger? The thing is that the jungle is this place of spirits and demons. So when you go to the jungle, you move to the space of the spirits, of the demons, that is very dangerous. They can attack you, they can hurt your soul, they can kidnap your soul. A human have no defense. Only the shaman, called Tau Walia, that literally means Tau is person and Walia is spirit. is the only one who has the ability to move between the human and the spiritual space. So he's the only one who can engage with the spirit and protect people. But the shaman itself is nothing without the people and the helpers. A shaman can never work by himself. He always needs help. You minimum need 2 shamans to make a ritual. But then it works in an environment where all the communities has a role in the game. When somebody gets sick with they call it inner illness. So it's an illness that you cannot see. Again, there is this level of visibility and invisibility. What you can see is normal, is human. A broken bone, a cut, all this kind of stuff, it's fine. But what you cannot see is a lot of internal illness like cancer or psychological issue, that is the word of the shaman, is the word of spirit. You don't go to the hospital, you ask the shaman for help. But to organize this ritual, you need all the community to come and help. Because when you get sick, in this case we have here, one person is laying on the floor, she's sick, and the family organized the ritual. But the ritual actually is a huge party because like you're in the jungle, there's nothing much to do usually. So when people get sick, you organize a shamanic ritual, they actually a party. People from all the village come together, bringing good food, bringing gift, bringing themselves to create this kind of playfulness, playful atmosphere. When people play music, shamans dance. If you're sick, even for other stuff, you can ask to be ill. So one family pay for the entire community to be treated by the shaman. So one family kind of make this economical sacrifice to help the entire community. But it makes sense because you need the entire community to make this ritual works. Because beyond the shaman itself, as Atkinson say, the ritual is a kind of a circus. Because the thing is that illness brings this kind of negativity around. And people can get worried. A lot of negative emotion can arouse from this illness of a loved one. So you organize a party so people can have positive emotion to equilibrate this negative emotion. And they play music for all night long. And also the music, the instrument, are not owned by anyone, are owned by the entire community, like the shaman itself. The shaman is actually a kind of a server of the community. And you have children and all this kind of stuff. And the thing is that illness is a small thing because in the jungle, among the Wana, get ill is quite easy, honestly. It's kind of something mundane that often happen. So you just need, it's not extremely dangerous. You just need a small community. You just need the people of the village. So it's 15, 20 people. In the big village is 60 people. It's something still small that all the village come together to one house. So we have people moving from outside the house to inside the house. This coming back together one spot. But as you can see, there is still a lot of space around. There is not much density. But then what's happened when somebody dies? Dying is way more dangerous. Emotionally, dying brings way more trouble. That casts a kind of a shadow of meaningless to everything. Because then we die, there is no reason to follow the rules, there is no reason to do something, that if at the end we are just going to die. And then when somebody close to us dies, we have this kind of psychological urge to follow his or her destiny. So that is extremely dangerous for a community like this. So if the threat is bigger, you need a bigger density. You need more people coming together and help. You need a kind of the entire community coming together in one spot, create again this kind of primordial density when everybody was in the same spot, and regenerate the entire community. Again, we need the entire community to help the communities to be alive, because the final message of funeral is that even if somebody dies, the community as a single being is still alive. It's a kind of eternal. And thanks to the help of the community, when people managed to move from this kind of emotional state to this one, this old man is the same person. He moved, and this was like 2 weeks apart or less. It's the same. This is the funeral of his daughter. And the funeral ritual is very long. It's almost 3 weeks long ritual. You need the entire community because you have to build a specific hut for the ritual. And it's a long work and you need a lot of help. Again, one family pays for everything. By the end, we are going to have a 2-night ritual / party when hundreds of people will come and have a kind of emotional regeneration. People will come, have a nice time, get drunk, flirt, create a new relationship, play together, gambling together. It's again, there is a kind of a balance between the negativity of that and the positivities of this ritual. The positivities of being together. Again, here we see the husband of the dead person near this bag. And this bag is interesting because is a dead person, is the bag to travel to the afterlife, is also kind of a passport. Without it, you can't enter in the afterlife. So the community needs to make you a passport to go to the afterlife. So even in life and in death, your life is controlled by the community. And then, as I said before, there are like people everywhere helping and staying together. And this is the night of the ritual that I love this picture because it's just kind of a club. As you see, it's full of people. It's stuck of people. You can physically feel that you are close to each other. You cannot feel alone and not part of something here because there are people everywhere. And people sing together, touching together. And they sing this song that describes the path to the afterlife. Again, the soul has to follow this song to go to the afterlife. So you need your community when you're going to die. Until your last moment, you need the community. You're nothing without the community. And as you see, people are laughing. It's a funeral, yes, it's a sad time, but people are laughing because they're happy to stay together, sharing time together. Because this is a great opportunity to meet friends that live far away in other parts of the jungle, relatives that live outside possibly. It's a kind of huge family reunion. It's a positive situation. As you can see, you then sleep all together and there is actually no space. I'm very big and for me it was a nightmare to move around this hut. Again, this kind of just physical density. They wanna go back to be just one being, all together, moving together, acting together, and regenerating together. The emotional regeneration of this ritual is incredible. Because as you can see, they move together, they go to the funeral, to the grave. These always stay close. And this is the emotional regeneration. People are laughing and they're happy in some way. But then of course, they're not happy because somebody died, but they're happy because they are together. They are not alone. There is this kind of positive side of a negative element. Because the Wana people, they truly believe that life is miserable for mythological reason. But when they are together, there is something positive. There is the pleasure to be together. And it's interesting that the dance of the funeral is similar of the dance they do on weddings around the pool. And the Wana say Re or Re Wana, it means so far there is the sun, there are the Wana, because they think that Wana as a being, they are eternal. And this is a picture of people totally drunk during the funeral. They were screaming, "We are best friends forever," totally drunk. And this is a small part from the song that is saying that we tell stories, we sing the same direction. This is thing of being together, moving the same direction. The rule is confirmed and we are together. This is the message that comes out from the funeral. And the last thing, and then I finish. These people are laughing because they're watching the video of his wife's funeral. They ask me, Can we see the video you made my wife's funeral? I said, yes, no problem. And they were laughing. This is the father of the person, the mother, the sister-in-law, mother-in-law. They are laughing because this is the best friend, because they are remembering the good time they spent together. The memory they are left from the funeral is the time spent together. Because that is something you cannot avoid. They accept that. And there is a path to die in the right way. Beyond that, there is the community. There are people that are still alive. They are there to help you. They are there to be together. So at the end, they want to have this amazing way to transform a very negative event into a positive one. The last emotion is happiness in some way. It's still sad, of course, but look at their faces. And I think it's just amazing, personally. And with this, I finish.